MaJaMa Jams is brought to you by That's Okay. We'll Just Drown.
Which came first, the chicken or the egg? According to the second law of thermodynamics, the egg, because the global entropy of the universe is always growing. So, between the egg and the chicken, the one with the lower entropy must have been born
All right,
sooner.
Mr. Know-It-All, it was supposed to be a joke. But we're here to state the two worst things that, across the millennia, have occurred to chickens and eggs. The first one is a chicken omelet. I mean, first you kill the unborn baby of a chicken, and then you dice his mother and cook her with him in a pan. That's mafia-style shit. The second thing is Chicken Park.
MaJaMa. MaJaMa. MaJaMa.
Welcome back, everyone, to MaJaMa Jams, a show where we discuss other people's work to avoid doing our own. Guys, today we are bringing you a genuine treat from this one over here, Homeland, Italia. And I think if you're an American, we are bringing you an exclusive. I don't know if everyone over here stateside has covered this so far, but you all might be familiar with a little movie called Jurassic Park from 1993.
Welcome to Jurassic Park.
Probably collectively one of our most beloved cultural movies from Mr. Spielberg, the maestro himself. But what you may not know is someone out there had the gumption, nay, the foresight, nay, the genuine inspiration to say, what if Jurassic Park had chickens?
Isn't he a beauty?
How tall is it?
24 feet.
Chickens. It is 1994's Chicken Park. Yes, you heard right. Today's movie, we are breaking down a parody of Jurassic Park from Italy that stars giant chickens. And whatever you think when you... Parody. Whatever you think when you hear that sentence, I think it may be wackier than that.
Who took my cock?
There's one scene that got Matthew to exclaim, "What the hell is this?" Which was...
All of them?
The chicken tongue with the, we'll get into it.
At the end.
We'll get into it. But
he was trying to get into it.
I'm sure you don't want to hurt me. Even if you are extra gentle with me, it's gonna hurt. Believe me.
Our lead here, who's also the director, yes?
Yes.
Mr. Molinari has actually worked with. So we're going to break it.
How could you?
I was young and I needed the money.
We're going to break it down for you guys.
Now I'm old and I still need the money.
Now this was one of those classic ones. You sit down with the fellas. You're happy to be in the living room here with your buddies. You're putting on a wacky movie. That situation births sometimes some goodwill. Of course, Tomas and this inflatable minion, my buds. Always happy to watch movies with these two. Not these jokers. But you go into these situations with some goodwill. Like you said, you sit down, you're expecting to chuckle with friends. So in the beginning, I was kind of like giddily, like, what is this?
Are you the leading lady?
No, just a bit past. This scene here and another one later on in the jungle.
And then it keeps going on, and by the end, it's begging for it to stop and also blowing our minds with the sight gags on scene.
What happened?
So where to start? Matteo, since this is from your homeland and you know this gentleman, could you tell us a little bit about the genesis of how this idea came to be? Also, $2 million, which you...
2.5.
$2.5 million, which you see in places.
As a budget, not as a earning.
My money!
Tell us how this came to be, and then we'll talk about the parade of stellar sight gags.
Yes.
Zucker quality, baby.
Sucker quality.
Sucker!
I'm not exactly sure how it came about, but the thing is that the protagonist and director, Jerry Cala, he came from stand-up, or what in Italian is called cabaret. And
oh, really?
Yeah.
Is that the translation, or that's what
No, it's just like it's called cabaret because back then the performers were performing in theaters where the waiters were just like going with the cabaret, which is the translation in French for tray.
Oh, it's something to do with our cabaret of the musical number type stuff.
I'm not sure.
Interesting. Facts.
Cabaret means tray?
Yeah. Cabaret. It's pronounced cabaret.
It's kind of like it always in Italy, also in Italy, sorry. The tuxedo is called smoking.
Smocking.
Because it's associated to
Smock.
you going out,
Oh, I thought ours was smock.
No, it's smocking as in...
As smocking, I would like a room with a fun.
Yes.
Sorry.
Anyways, Jerry Cala was in a group called I Gatti di Vicolo Miracoli, which means the cats from the Miracle Alley.
He's not poorly suited for this, you know.
He's got
a face. He's got a.
And he had by this time he was almost, if not 20, at least 15 years of acting.
He was 20 years old in this?
Yes.
Italians age quick.
He started to make movies without his colleagues. He made 2 movies with his troupe.
E fu così che I nostri eroi fecero il loro trionfale ingresso negli studi della Rai.
And then he just like started a solo career. He was still in touch with his colleagues, but mostly he was a solo career. He did a few comedies that were extremely successful back in Italy.
Oh, okay.
Just as an actor. But it had some routines, some expressions that they actually were talking to the kids, if you will. And
talking to the kids?
Yes, the audience were just like eating them up and repeating them constantly.
Ti amo, ti amo, ti amo, ti fatti primo maggio, dai coraggio. Ho sbagliato.
Però che ce ne importa, noi siamo assicurati.
Ciao! Libidine! Doppia libidine!
Non restare fermo sui colpi!
Libidine coi occhi!
Eventually in 93, I guess, I don't know, this is the only thing that I'm not sure. It was the same time that Ezio Greggio did The Silence of the Hams.
Right, 93.
I'd like you to have a dinner with me later. There is an Italian restaurant quite close which does terrific Italian food.
Let's go.
I'm sorry, it's closed.
Classic.
In
Man, just a full-scale assault from
in the United States. They are virtually from the same school. They made a couple of movies together. 3 maybe. Whatever.
Ciao. Dolores si è licenziata, Angela è disperata e a me mi tocca andare in giro a fare le commissioni.
Vabbè, ma non ti abbattere. È una situazione difficile, ma ce la farai, ce la farai. Non ce la fa, non ce la fa.
Ma chi è?
So I don't know if it was kind of like a playful rivalry and say, oh, you're making a movie, I'm making a movie or something like that. I don't know. But the timing is suspicious.
Yes!
And they came out with this idea, whatever, and he decided to be a director, which probably it was the biggest mistake because even if, for whatever it is, it's a movie that it has much more special effects than, for instance, The Silence of the Hams.
Yes.
And so if you're a first-time director and you're not really used to that, it may also be an impediment for the whole thing. In fact, there are scenes,
among
sequences.
The others, yes.
There are sequences that last 5 minutes or something that it could have been resolved in 20 seconds. So it's very weird on that stuff. The movie was shot in English and then redubbed in Italian and partially redubbed in English because a lot of the actors were Italian.
With hopes that it would be American
yes.
fodder.
Yes.
Who is it?
Mailman.
Again?
The mailman always rings twice.
I thought that was the postman. Oh well.
And you can find it on YouTube in the English version, if somebody wants to, for whatever reason, wants to see it.
It's on YouTube.
What did we watch?
We watched a version that I had on which I put the English soundtrack.
Okay, that was English.
Yes.
Okay.
I think so.
That's what they were speaking?
You're Italian, I see. How do you know?
Elementary, dear Watson.
They recognize us everywhere.
Yeah. The movie was supposed to come out in theaters in '94. Then they saw it and they say, yeah, you know what?
Ooh, no.
Yeah, let's do a TV premiere a few years later. So it took, I think it was '96 or something like that.
94 seems pretty fast to churn this out and to pull like actual lines to parody from Jurassic Park.
At least the timeliness is right there.
My theory is that they wrote the script loosely based on the book more than the movie, because the book had been out for a few years by then, and then at the last minute they added something like that.
T-Rex?
Mm-hmm.
You said you've got a T-Rex?
Uh-huh.
Say again?
We have a T-Rex.
I've already bred a Moroccan warrior, and he's even taller.
You have a Moroccan warrior? No. Say it again.
Ingeniero Maracchino.
No.
Granted, in Italy the churning of movies is much faster than here. So they may say, ooh, let's do a movie in 5 weeks or something, and in 10 weeks is in the theaters. Just like they do everything incredibly fast.
Well, that makes me feel better.
Yes.
Unbelievable.
We now return to
MaJaMa.
Dancing with Wolves? No, Chicken Park. Oh, I'm sorry. I think I'm in the wrong movie.
The thing that is most mesmerizing is that they forego a straight Jurassic Park parody, and they started to add everything from the Deer Hunter to
Addams Family.
Well, we
Dracula.
spent a lot of time with the Addams Family. That was what surprised me most.
Yes.
Dearest, my wife, necrophilia.
That's as if a Friedberg Setzer has like an Iron Man pop up for a dumb "That's Iron Man" gag, and then we spend 20 minutes with Iron Man. Like,
Isn't that Epic Movie has a bunch of a collection of
the main cast, you mean, is
and-
people from other movies?
Yes, it's this one. It reminded me. There is one scene in Spy Hard where
Steele, it's good to see you again. Oh, do you have a refill of that Death Ray laser watch? Ah, a new air freshener?
Careful!
Not again.
and it's clearly a joke that I bet whatever you want that they wrote it, because it makes no sense whatsoever in the situation. But all of a sudden in this lab, with no reason whatsoever, there is Michael Jackson, whose hair catches on fire.
Oh, remember, because his hair caught on fire for the Pepsi commercial. They were referencing.
Exactly. But there is no justification for him to be there. At least the Zucker, Abraham Zucker, or somebody, Pat Proft, if they do something like that, there is kind of like a justification why he is in there.
Yeah.
Or even Mike Myers, why are you guys moving melons from one part or the other in the glass? Stuff like that, and Wentworth War 2. So this one, it looks like that they say, ooh, would it be funny if there is Edward Scissorhands as a waiter?
Edgar?
And that's it. Pretty much. There is no...
What's the joke? I just said the waiter is going to be the guy from that movie that was popular. Who hired this guy, man? This is a professional comedy writing room. Throwing out pearls.
This movie is essentially Naked Gun 3's Geriatric Park joke stretched just to movie length.
Yes.
That's it.
Steven Spielberg, Geriatric Park.
And it's
That's exactly it. You only need a fraction to sell the joke.
Unnecessary. Do you think they chose chickens because of the commentary in Jurassic Park on how...
Well, maybe dinosaurs have more in common with present-day birds than they do with reptiles. Look at the pubic bone, turned backward, just like a bird.
No. It's because of what Mel said. The word chicken is funny.
Yeah.
But not in Italian, that's the thing. Probably because they're feathery and stuff. And because, actually, yes, a chicken is funny. And to think of... But even in Woody Allen's Sleeper, there is one shot of a guy who is carrying a gigantic chicken in a field, and that's it.
That's a big chicken. What a way to go, to be pecked to death.
It ends there, pretty much, because there's this farm where they're building gigantic strawberries and gigantic tomatoes.
Well, I said during watching it, it's interesting how every one of this genre, which I asked Matteo, is the Zucker's, the genesis point of this, and he pointed out our beloved Hellzapop in his decades before, which is true. You can see elements of that.
Maybe we can talk Woody into giving Kitty the brush off.
I know, but how?
Well, I remember why my boyfriend gave me the brush off.
Kitty's not that kind of a girl.
Although I do feel like what the talentless suckle from is more distinctly the Zaz model of Airplane and Naked Gun. But
there is that. There is also, going back to Woody Allen, Bananas.
I've known Fielding Mellish for years, and he's a warm, wonderful human being.
Would the clerk read that statement back, please?
I've known Fielding Mellish for years, and he is a rotten, conniving, dishonest little rat.
Okay, I just want to make sure you were getting it.
It has absurd gags and jokes, but they're all within that universe, and they're all justified.
Okay, I was going to say this well, my point that I was going with is I think this particular brand of randomness can be traced back to the Zucker-Abrams Zucker with the Naked Gun, but every pale imitation we see just really hammers home the artfulness of them, because Naked Gun and Airplane, I'm sure, both of those is a symphony where every single one of those is a laugh and everything is funny. If it's a quick background thing, if it's a complete non sequitur, an absurdity, if it's a sex gag, if it's vulgar, if it's blatant, no matter what it is, rat-a-tat-a-tat-tat. So every pale imitation just serves to show how much they really orchestrated that art form.
But as Matthew very eloquently put it, is God, the pacing.
Yes. Oh my God. You know what? I don't think we'll just pick it apart, right? You guys know it's a Jurassic Park parody that doesn't even stick. So I don't think we need to run through as much so we can.
Very quickly, the story is Vladimir, who is Jerry Cala, flies to the Dominican Republic with his rooster, a fighting rooster, I think they're called, and Joe, which is a name that he utters I don't know how many times.
Joe.
Joe. Joe, 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 Joe!
To win, because in Italy his lab was disrupted by people who changed the music that the chickens were listening to, and so they lost the ability of producing eggs and things.
My chickens, they were used to Bach, Chopin, Mozart, do-do-don, 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 keeps them calm and happy.
Wait, what?
It's during the
crayon flashback?
Yes, the crayon flashback. Yes, it explains that.
Those bastards. You know what they did? They put on heavy metal rock and roll. My chickens went crazy. They changed lifestyle.
I thought he was a cockfighter.
But Joe, yes, he became a cockfighter because
They all died. All of them. All of them except one. Joe. An Urshaki rooster. A fighter.
Okay.
Exactly that.
The farm would just raise chickens to produce eggs?
I'm a chicken breeder.
He had to be a cockfighter in that final confrontation with the... No.
A lab with chicken and experiments and stuff like that. But anyways, he arrives to the Dominican Republic, and they kidnap his rooster. He goes to Chicken Park, where they apparently want to have this rooster to mate with a pure, perfect hen in order to have a great race of chickens. But in the meantime, for whatever reason, they're breeding this huge chickens. They say that one is 24 feet tall, and then there are the yodeling ones and stuff like that. Then we take a left turn with the Addams Family, which is the family of Dr. Egg, because this is one of those movies where people were born predestinated to their job. Their name would specify.
Maybe that's why he got into eggs.
Possibly, possibly.
I'm Mr. Eggs.
You guys know the dude that started Wetzel's Pretzels just happened to be his name, and he was trepidatious because they teased him with that in school. Wetzel, you pretzel. I'm like, that's some wild.
How could you know though? He was born in the 1700s.
Hi, my name is Jim Chocker Pauls, and I'm thinking about starting up a soccer ball business.
Well,
what if we call it Chocker Paul Soccer Balls? That's how I was teased in middle school, dang it.
Anyways,
continue.
Thank you.
That's probably why he became a pretzel maker.
Facts.
Wow, that's a hell of a fact.
He eventually gets his rooster back. He runs away, and since the Dr. Egg kills the lover of his wife, the whole island blows up because the lover, before dying, the hand.
Oh.
The lover, before dying, presses a button that apparently makes the whole island blows up, because it's very useful to have a button like that. And the movie ends with a hilarious joke, nothing.
We now return to
MaJaMa.
What's the matter, shithead? Didn't you hear me say I can't hear you? You better hear me when I say I can't hear you. Do you hear me? Yes, sir!
Good.
What was this rated? Said this premiere on TV. Families watch this while the thing is just fingering Angelica.
No, it rips off her shirt, exposing both of her breasts.
No, I'm talking about the thing.
Oh, that
fingering
too.
The friggin'...
Yeah.
I mean, yes, all of this.
It was for everybody. Italy is just like very, very lax for this kind of stuff.
I will say I genuinely respect that you guys have nudity on TV. That feels like the type of forward thinking that we'll just never have here in America.
Whether we like it or not.
I just want to watch the news. Why are there cocks
don't
every
turn it
5
off.
seconds?
No, leave it on.
The nudes or the news?
The nudes. We said the nudes, not the news. All right, so that's the basic plot, whatever, who gives a crap. Now let's break down the crazy elements of this.
Wouldn't that also be considered the plot?
The plot is a series of randomly strung together gags. Again, this is an art form that so many do not do well.
How about that ring girl that is holding a sign that says round 2, and on the back it says I'm still a virgin, and then she gets bum rushed by the crowd and then gets buried beneath them, gang assaulted. And then pops up with a sign that says, I was a virgin.
Yes.
Well, you know...
With a freeze frame.
Like, how is it, like, shouldn't the joke be like, oh, scratched out, I'm still, say, was, as opposed to an entirely new sign, which just seems awkward?
She came prepared.
Yeah, exactly.
You know, everyone nowadays loves to mock and the horribleness of the woke stuff. But it is very interesting. I'm thinking of 2 gags in this. One... We spent a long track of time on what could be a 2-second gag of our female protagonist comes out.
And now, here's Dr. Sigourney.
And the guy's like, oh my God, is that the female lead? I was expecting something a little sexier. And then we spend 30 minutes of him coaxing who will be the lead out of it.
Do you have a particular lady in mind?
I don't know.
And just she comes in, it's basically what a dog she is. And again, the type of oversexed trope that goes all the way back to Bugs Bunny and, you know, the vixen chasing after, distracting the guy. but it's very blatant, and it's like, oh wow, this one's a real dog, huh?
Is she the leading lady? Honestly, I was expecting, something.
Yes, but generally speaking, women scientists are never great pieces.
I know, but she could scare away Doberman with rabies.
I see.
I thought we could have something a little more sexy. Let's get her in here, and she proceeds to be nothing but a lusty, sex toy for the whole thing.
Your cock couldn't be in better hands. Trust me.
And then in the end, we have them in the thing of we have the homosexual giant chicken filling in for the T-Rex.
Whoa, you are jumping into other territories. We haven't even broken down fences to get there.
But I'm just saying that they have the homosexual chicken being taunted by a overtly gay sailor twerking in boy shorts. And then at the end, when he's attacking the car, the two Addams Family kids just like whisper something, and then she starts screaming.
Imagine once for a change, man, you were the audience listening to this. How would you even start to connect these?
But no, I was making a point. I'm saying that everyone mocks and rolls their eyes at the wokeism, but stuff like this, I'm like, are there not these tropes that are like, I'm not trying to sound like Johnny Come Down on comedy, but it's like, it's blatant like, oh, this woman's a friggin' dog. Can we get a woman that actually looks like a woman that's sexy and then just have her on me the whole movie? And no, let's make the gay chicken want a dancing Puerto Rican in boy shorts, then let's call him a faggot.
He's a Dominican. He's a Dominican.
Like, I get why we started to birth these progressive, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
It's very like,
I mean, yeah.
Okay, we have a gay chicken. What's the joke? Have him lust over a twerking Dominican and then call him a faggot. Lunch!
Get Bruce!
And then there is also this thing that you guys don't know, and you're lucky not to know this, but now you will. For whatever reason, Jerry Cala, in all of his movies, the female protagonist lusts over him.
For some reason?
For whatever reason. I don't know, for no reason, I guess.
The female protagonist will lust.
I mean, I understand if you say, okay, if you take, for instance, when Val Kilmer did Top Secret.
It's gorgeous.
He was gorgeous.
My God.
Look, I'm not the first guy who fell in love with a girl he met in a restaurant who then turned out to be the daughter of a kidnapped scientist, only to lose her to a childhood lover who she'd last seen on a deserted island and who turned out 15 years later to be the leader of the French underground.
I know it. It all sounds like some bad movie.
Or plenty of other actors. For whatever reason, he is always the object of the desire of women, and we don't understand.
Remember Toxic Obsession?
Yes, exactly.
Well, that also ties.
He has his classic refrain.
Non sono bello, piaccio.
But shouldn't it be like a joke then, like for the reason that she would be into him? Like,
yes, and instead
he's got a massive cock or something.
I mean, that kind of ties into what I'm saying is that this really, because it's poorly handled, it showcases the tropes of like, a man could look like a pile of crap and we're going to have lusty, gorgeous, beautiful young women going over him.
Let me try. I'll take care of it.
Oh.
Not now, please.
Okay.
I feel like this speaks to a lot of the wokeness and why it kind of progressed, because it's so blatant and poorly handled here, you know?
And there is even...
Women, the joke is that they are sexy. That's all they should be. That's all they should do.
I'm sorry?
Has he been canceled yet because of Chicken Park?
The following movie.
Oh.
Jerry, I've got some bad news. Gen Z just discovered Chicken Park. You're cooked, bro.
Oh, sbagliato.
It's all over.
You should have seen the next movie, the following movie.
It's all over. I've been eating out of raw diapers on the street for 30 years after.
He did Ragazzi della Notte, which is called as Kids of the Night.
Oh, God.
And it's about in theory, the kids who go to the disco.
E allora, discoteca sì o discoteca no?
Guarda, se non ci fossero bisognerebbe inventarle. Ma visto che ci sono, godiamocele!
Wow!
And it's one night of these kids, and it's
He's there?
Atrocious. He plays. If
Hey, fellow kids!
If memory
Let's go on
serves,
down to the disco.
He plays himself in that movie.
And for some reason, he's also assaulted by a homosexual giant chicken again.
What are you doing? What's on your mind? No! No! No, go away, please! Go away, please!
They got the prop. They're not going to
just
use it once.
Listen, I paid $30K for that. It's going to be in every damn movie I do. You ever heard of See You Next Wednesday? Landis slips that in every movie. My giant gay chicken's the same thing.
Well, when for some
bend over and let it.
Stop
for
yelling.
strange reasons,
Lower your voice, man.
He appears almost in almost every single movie naked for some reason.
Yeah, that's what's
Ibridus! No, no. No, Ibridus.
Way too much. Way too much. The sexualization of Jerry Cala in the first
Jerry
place.
Cala, yes.
But then just to show him naked, like the chicken is fantasizing about him naked.
Can we just
It's
talk?
horrific,
can
man.
we talk about the chicken rape scenes?
No, we save it for last. So the movie starts with him taking a plane to go to the Dominican Republic, and it starts with them building the chicken park. Okay, fine. But then
Trying to do the classic Jurassic Park opening.
Yes,
in some
but it
vein.
picks up in theory with him trying to take the plane, and taking the plane to go to the.
He bumps into what will become our female protagonist at the airport.
The Metro Hampton, who was that actress.
Oh,
the Metro Hampton.
The Hampton Inn in Metro Los
Yes,
Angeles.
Exactly.
Are you available?
Yes!
And
the Metro.
The Metro.
The Metro.
Yes.
Jerry Cala.
And he gets on a plane that for no reason whatsoever, half of it is regular people, except for the invisible man who is sitting.
Well, I almost thought the gag was
the flight is doomed.
The flight is doomed, or like this flight has a bad track record. These are the ghosts of past. Or that was what I thought.
But it's like mummies.
There's a mummy. There is Dracula.
Yeah.
And there is a skeleton.
Zombies,
What's your
skeleton.
interpretation? This is your native land.
And what?
And
a pig. Yes. And then there's
cute.
only lightning and thunder on one side of the plane, and it's not a bad gag if you're going to be
but it doesn't go anywhere.
Yeah, or if you're going to Transylvania.
Well, I should
or
say,
some sort of monster.
as we're talking about this, it's not. How to say it? There's spirit, like I said. But you know what I mean?
Just not.
I don't think it translates, but there is enough production value, and at least you can tell there's thought put into a comedy extravaganza, just stuffed with it. I'm like, I feel like with restraint and better direction, you could have.
Yeah.
Again, something like the giant chicken foot is one of the only times I see the budget on screen, and it's. Anyway.
How do you type that?
It's ellipses. Ellipses.
Okay. Ellipses. A very long ellipsis.
You pig!
We now return to
MaJaMa.
So there is that. There is, for no reason, parody of the Deer Hunter with their hand grenade that they're opening, and if it's filled with liquid.
There's black stuff in the first one.
Yeah, because one drinks it, so
Yeah.
it should be, I don't know what it
And then
is.
he knows the guy who's participating.
Yeah, but it doesn't come to
And
play.
he blows up. And then
Yes.
why is this also happening in the middle of, like, in a cockfight arena?
Yeah, exactly. There is
take it
no
out. Take it out.
reason. Yeah.
That's what you want?
this what you want?
Is this what you want, Nick? Is this? Okay.
Also, you streamline the Jurassic Park, at least hump the story. That's the hope, the airplane theory. You buy the rights to 0 Hour, so you have the skeleton. Dude, at the very least,
use it.
Have the skeleton as your Christmas tree to hang the ornaments on. You could have gotten a lot more out of that.
That's a cool visual for an actual skeleton decorated like a Christmas tree.
Let's
do
it.
Did you tell them about the rule of threes destroyed chicken skeleton?
Them?
Them. You guys.
There is a gigantic skeleton of a chicken, and it gets destroyed 3 times.
My little chicken!
Amore mio italiano.
Not a single one is funny. You know?
Or clever how, well, the first one maybe with throwing the theater chair at the screen to knock it over, but
the other two are just like, and
oh.
it reminded me, is so telegraphed that it reminded me an atrocious gag in
one of man's most curious creations. Built to stand the test of time and the elements, war, you name it.
That's the odd man out, dude.
I don't even
We
remember
adore
that
Christmas, watch it religiously. The first one I feel like I know like the back of my hand. Vegas, fun enough for like a cable movie Saturday, seen it a lot. European, think I've barely seen the whole thing through once.
I did watch it, and it's just
kind of
like, yeah, it looks like that they really, with a different humor, but it was just like this movie. Oh, put this, then he hits that, and he falls down, and it's funny.
Clark does something goofy.
Yes, exactly. So something like that.
Maybe for the show one day.
The funniest part of European Vacation is Eric Idle.
To do is just stay on the right. Oh, please. Oh, please let me help you.
Oh, all right. Oh, no problem, Squire. No harm done. Yes, it doesn't hurt much at all. I'm terribly sorry. Are you all right? Oh, sorry. No problem at all. Hey, it's you. Come here. What the? Hello. Oh, hello. Still on holiday, are you? Yeah, geez, I'm sorry. I'm looking for somebody else. Oh, no problem. I'm used to it. Good luck.
But I digress. So this movie is clearly it has 2 main faults. Well, more than 2, but mostly. A first-time director who tries to tackle a specific genre of comedy that he has never done before.
And requires precise...
And require total timing. And the other one is a script that is not particularly funny. So it's almost like a Saturday Night Live skit where they say, you evoke a character and this character shows up. Okay, ha ha ha, but there is no purpose.
Same thing with a lot of these characters. If you did it for 3 minutes, okay, you can be funny, but stretched out for the entire film, it just feels too much like a caricature, like Dr. Egg or whatever his name is.
That's what's interesting is that the most fascinating part to me is we get the Friedberg and Setzer throwing, like Edward Scissorhands is literally predating them, but literally their technique, like that guy was in that movie. That's why I find it so interesting that the Addams Family is first thrown in as just another, those characters existed, and then we stay with them for like half the movie. I don't think I've ever seen that done. Like I said, Friedberg and Setzer throw a lot, but they're there and they're gone. It's never like, look, like I said, it's Iron Man, and now we spend 20 minutes with him still in the movie. So it's strange to see, and they even play on the tropes of Pugsley and Wednesday. They like to hurt each other with the ripping the tongue out and stuff. So we spend a lot of time milking humor from it.
The whole resolution is because of them. Because Dr. Egg shoots a thing that then destroys the island.
Yeah, we spent a lot of time with...
The long-legged lady was just there to be a mistress.
It was just it was supposed to be the lover of Dr. Egg,
but
Professor Egg.
no reason for her to exist. Period.
Yeah, and of course they couldn't have her walk because it would have been way too complicated. And then there are jokes like the Home Alone.
Yeah.
I've had it. I'm sick of you.
Hey, lady, what are you doing? Why are you hitting him?
This is the 4th time he's missed his flight and stayed home alone. I could just kill him.
Hey, for $5 million a movie, give him a break.
It was 2 years after Home Alone 2.
Yeah, and that's why when the Francis Ford Coppola's Dracula appears on the plane, they do a detail of the teeth because it was already 2 years old. And they were saying,
they don't trust.
Maybe they don't know who that is.
Here you are.
Oh, and the bit with so he's in the chicken fight and Joe wins. So he goes to collect his prize money from a woman outside with a folding table.
The most mysterious
And he's
joke.
like, I'm here to collect my prize.
Oh yeah,
winnings.
what was that?
And she pulls out an iron out of her
But
shirt.
he says the word iron during that? No?
Nope.
He says, I'm here to get my prize.
And it doesn't even
prize money.
But even in Italian, it doesn't.
But I could have the joke doesn't make sense, but I could have sworn he said something tied into ironing, pressing.
No, he said prize.
You saw an iron.
Señorita, my prize money.
Un momento.
So what the?
And then she pulls out a light bulb.
Yes.
Hands it to him.
And then he does the Uncle. Speaking of Addams Family, he does the Uncle Fester thing, but doesn't light up.
No.
And then she gives him. She gives an actual wad of cash.
Yes.
The winnings, my money.
So there is really it's.
Is it just randomly because it does follow the rule of threes? Is it just not that, not that? Oh, there it is. Is it as simple as that?
I thought everything. I was thinking, what does rhymes with cash, or money, or whatever,
Prize or
and
whatever
then
he
you
says.
say, okay, but iron or light bulb, they don't match in terms of neither phonetically nor visually.
Yeah. And maybe they want to stay away from, like you said, they didn't want to do the pun of cock as much as it was filmed in English. It just would be held for translation and probably would have to be a whole line rewritten. But it just seems like such a missed opportunity.
Can't film this in Italian. America needs to see this gold too.
Yeah. But and I remember when I saw it, of course, the first time that I saw it, it was in Italian. And that scene.
Wait, I'm sorry. When did you see this back when it premiered?
I don't remember if I saw the premiere.
Did Jerry Cala invite you?
No. Or if I was already here and Alberto taped it and we saw it the first Christmas that I went back. I honestly don't remember.
It's a hell of a holiday, man.
Yes. Well, then I will tell you the movies that we saw this holiday. So, I mean, we are locked in here, but
haven't left.
This guy really gets around, huh?
So, singing in Italian, that sequence, it was even more puzzling. And I was just genuinely trying to figure out what the hell meant.
Maybe it's just, like Jason said, the randomness?
It's probably randomness, but it's not even a funny randomness. Because
it's not so absurd.
No, exactly.
And I mean, an iron and a light bulb are weird, but it's not like it's that uncommon of a household object.
Yes.
I mean, in the middle of the jungle.
Or pull out a fish or something like that. It is just like...
Yeah.
The only joke that made you giggle and made Alberto and myself laugh.
Nice car. No music? Claro.
Great sight gag to cut back to them all in the back seat.
It's funny, his face, merengue, is just like depressed. That's genuinely funny. And that is his brand of humor.
I did like the license plate gag.
I saw them. Yeah? To me. They took a car. But I got the license plate.
Excuse me, but how could you,
Here! I might be blind, but not deaf.
That was nice. So there are a couple of sparks of that, but...
That's why I say, I feel like if you had perhaps a different, like you said, different director, and just streamline a bit, I don't think it's impossible we could have laughed at this more.
And also, yes, and also there is one thing that at least it works against the enjoyment of a movie for me.
Yeah, definitely.
No, I don't know if it's common or not.
Yeah, more than one thing. Yeah, a lot of things.
When you see this, for lack of better words, gigantic sets, and there is nothing.
Mm.
So the one with the chicken, the skeleton of the chicken, they have curtains in the back. There are the two stairs. That's it.
One might draw a parallel to our sets in Home Alone 4.
Yes.
Taking back the house.
Yes.
Supposed to be a glorious mansion, but it's a very sparse.
Taking it in the back.
It's possible. And then, there are jokes stolen from...
really?
Hot
Maybe they'll
Shots.
turn up and Honey, I Stole a Joke.
Maybe.
Come on, move it, let's go! Come on!
Continuing on his campaign schedule, Benson's 20-point lead in the poll 6 months ago has plummeted since the hostage crisis began. The CNN Victoria's Secret catalog poll.
We now return to
MaJaMa.
As soon as the chickens approached the fence, the automatic sensor set off the security relays.
So it's very odd and surprisingly also, which is an interesting choice that I questioned a long time ago when I first heard that he was making this movie. Not comedic actors with him. It's just him. None of the other guys.
Anyone known?
Or Demetra Hampton was known, but not for her comedy chops. And in fact, it's not particularly.
What was she known for?
She did a couple of movies in Italy, and mostly she did. She was the face of Valentina.
Valentina! Ti sei fatta male?
No, non è niente.
Sei sicura?
Which is a very popular comic strip or comic book of an author called Krepax, and she was a very, very, very sexy detective or something like that. I don't even remember because it was forbidden to me when I was a kid. And finally they made a TV show, and she was Valentina. So she became extremely famous because of that, because everybody in Italy knew back then who Valentina was.
Sex.
But she was not famous for her comedic chops, and here she doesn't really have much to do also in terms of comedy.
She's sexualized a lot.
Yes.
She wants to have sex with James Caldwell.
Jerry Cala.
Yes.
And a chicken. Which is very...
Yeah, let's get to that scene.
Yeah, she's totally into it.
Silly. Tickling me. Chama, what's enough? Oh, now you're being ridiculous. Come on.
Yes.
We gotta get to that.
All right, so there's two big chickens. I mean, there might be more.
Yeah.
There are more, but we only focus on two. One that's gay.
Yeah.
And called Homo...
Interior. Chicken Park. There's two big chickens, one of which who is gay.
Brilliant!
A sort of hybrid. A Pulis homohybridus.
Yes, exactly! A Pulis homohybridus.
A gay Coke!
Jokes are flying now, baby!
And there's something with, I don't know, something with the mating. They said there's too small.
Not important.
It's
Just
too
get to the chicken, right?
But they're making a joke about like, what good would a banana be to a whale if you're trying to impregnate it or trying to bang a whale, you gotta have something bigger than a banana, otherwise the whale's not gonna feel it.
Yeah.
So,
quick before lunch, how could you get off a whale with a banana? So
something with they want to lure the gay chicken out with Bruce, who's a dancing sailor, but he doesn't come out, so it's pretty much like the goat of Jurassic Park. So when they stop in front of his cage in the end, Bruce's clothes are torn off, hanging on the Bruce sign.
Yes.
There's a sign for Bruce. We're like, this is where you dance, Bruce.
So the chicken knows that Bruce.
Yeah. So Julia Demetra.
Her name is Sigourney.
Sigourney. Okay. She's, oh, Jesus Christ. She gets cornered by the chicken and almost gets essayed, or she gets essayed by the chicken.
But the chicken apparently knows her.
The chicken's Mexican.
The chicken knows her because she is a doctor in the.
You're about to get essayed, Holmes. You think this chicken park is bad? Wait till you taste this Glock.
And then she seems into it. And
yeah, like the chicken rips off her shirt.
Yep.
Listen,
and
Matthew's response when the chicken starts tugging her breasts was all I needed.
And then it just starts licking her. I'm like, what the? I mean, I guess it's not a kids movie.
Yeah, but it was played on TV.
Yes.
Which means that families gathered around.
That doesn't mean there's going to be.
Excuse me. I gathered my family around Sunday night.
Hey.
Let's watch Chicken Park all together.
The kids will never be the same.
And I mean, it's funny in the ridiculousness of it, but it's just odd.
A lot.
And then...
What do you think it was like on the set that day?
The guy...
then Jerry... Vladimir. Jerry... Vladimir.
Vladimir.
He gets cornered by the gay chicken.
Yeah.
And...
was fully dolled up with lipstick.
Yeah, and has lipstick and earrings and eyelashes.
And eyelashes.
But then they distract him with fries.
Yeah, because apparently
we learned that
chickens love to eat French fries, but it's bad for their digestion.
Yes.
French fried potatoes.
Oh no! Chickens go crazy for them, but it's an absolute no-no. It upsets their stomachs. It ties it. It's nuts. It's gastric hell.
All right,
so
a couple days to bang this out.
But two gigantic
Jerry
fart
is
jokes.
about
he also
to...
makes when he's trying to reason with the chicken so he doesn't get essayed by the chicken. He's saying, "Oh yeah, it's not right. Even the Pope is against homosexuality.
Even the church is against it. You know what the Pope said about two men? You're not Catholic? Okay.
Message.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, yeah. You have to give something to it.
I want to have a little bit of social commentary. What do you guys think? Let me pitch this while I got all you here. During the chicken homosexual gay panic rape scene.
Hey, don't say rape. Don't say rape. This is why we make no money off this goddamn show.
Excuse me, YouTube. Just had some inquiries as one of your participants.
It's chicken rape, though. Is that?
Yes.
It's giant chicken rape.
Giant chicken rape.
Listen, as much as I'm doing the recurring joke of them typing this, you realize that someone was sitting there writing, and they're like, "Okay, Mr. Cala,
I mean,
we've got some ideas."
This should be funny. I mean, it should be It's kind of like, oh, this is funny to like pitch you as a joke.
Yeah.
But don't make it. Don't make it like physically.
You guys actually did that? I was high one session. Chicken Park, I was on acid. Who approved this? 2 million?
And a half.
Merengue.
I do like the...
It's at least a crescendo.
Yeah.
Sure.
I do like the thing fingering Morticia gag as maybe a little bit crass or to show it. Wait, so there's longer version of that scene. Oh no, there's longer version
of them in the cage.
Jesus Christ.
Superstar.
She puts mustard on a hot dog bun and then puts it around his dick and then sucks him off. And you don't see his whole body, but you see his shirt, and it's horrific, man.
I hope it's not spicy mustard.
Yeah. Imagine that getting in your urethra. You're not coming back from that. But that's the thing. If she's salivating on it and she's sucking the bun with the spicy mustard on it, it looked like it was Dijon, right? It's got to be
in the comment if you think that it was Dijon.
It's got to get in the saliva and get back into his urethra. It's just disgusting, man. Like,
yes. Indeed.
Listen, again,
have some self-awareness or make a joke about why she's like really like she took some chicken hormones and she really wants to bang or something. But like you,
because I think
stop.
I think
she took some.
I think it's a parody of. 9.5 weeks, where they...
The Hugh Grant pregnancy movie?
They open... That's 9 months.
I will make that joke for the rest of my life.
Mickey Rourke opens the fridge. Kim Basinger
Mickey Rooney
is in front of it, and he just teases her with a lot of food and stuff and everything. That it was already parodied in Hot Shots.
Mickey Rooney?
Yes. Hey!
But that was 2 weeks ago. You cannot go on or keep ringing my bell. You disturb me.
You should have been there.
Kim Basinger, the height of her career, is going to be paired up with 11 years of Mickey Rooney.
I told you.
I was in LA Confidential and I'm sucking Rooney's dong with mustard on it. Get my friggin' agent on the phone. It's 2 weeks in a row. My stomach's starting to hurt from laughing. I guess we're doing good.
At least for us. We're amazing ourselves.
Hopefully this is translating. It's cold.
No.
But so, yeah, there is no... the movie doesn't have a legacy. It's particularly known for.
We're making a documentary about the Chicken Park legacy.
Yes.
And then we get to a very abrupt ending.
Yes.
I mean, technically they do the Godzilla baby egg hatching ending that there's a baby chicken in the helicopter.
But usually these movies always end with a joke.
He says,
The nightmare's over.
The first person who says the word chicken, I swear I'll kill him.
And she said, ha ha ha.
I thought they would
now
have
kiss
had
me.
a stewardess pop in and say chicken for the flight, sir, or something.
See?
Yeah.
Chicken.
But nothing. No, it's just like...
I do like the use of miniatures. I do like the idea of the rotisserie.
Oh, you love the opening credits, dude.
Yeah.
That was totally you.
Well...
We're the Chicken Park, yeah, 7 foot tall, 240 pounds, and we're made to crawl.
For this, like...
Yeah.
Like, that's like kids' art school, high school...
It wasn't without its...
If you're making an intentional B movie, or at least a self-aware B movie...
You don't think like the way you drew the Love Under the Big Top with the drawings was a certain style to be...
Yes, but that's a YouTube skit.
Flesh pick! I first laid eyes on her when I was but a boy, spending a day at the circus with mother and father. In the midst of the shuffling crowds, I became separated and found myself hopelessly lost in a sea full of people, unwilling to help a lone scared child. Daddy?
But you're not without considering... I'm just saying it doesn't look to me like there was a complete lack of consideration of aesthetics.
Maybe not complete.
Wild over it, but I think it's...
Yeah, but I mean, like, they look drawn in, so if you're going to do that aesthetic... Make it look like these are someone's sketches, and you see paper flying on the floor. It's conceptual art for Chicken Park, so it looks like someone's drawing it, as opposed to like here's a drawing that's colored in blatantly with colored pencils. You can see the lines and markings. Even his flashback to his old job at the chicken laboratory is not even animated. It's just like you were saying. The camera's just like, okay, that's enough movement to keep the audience entertained.
Are you not entertained?
Are you not entertained? Are you not entertained?
Well, Jerry Cala after this had his legs broken by the mob for the money he took out to have it rented.
Funny you should mention that because he eventually got involved in a terrible car crash and he actually had medals in both of his femurs.
How do you feel now, asshole?
You're smirching the good name of Jerry Cala, finding out he's got robot legs.
Don't give him ideas. I'm doing robot legs.
Well,
and the movie, I'm sorry, in the movie there is the same joke that ends Sounds of the Hams.
Hi there.
Jurassic Park.
Also just shows you, like, don't focus. That should be background. Oh,
Yes.
I just noticed
Yeah.
that. You know,
Next
like
that there is a Sister Pack, which I suppose is Sister Act. There is even the zoom in onto.
oh, that's what it was supposed to be.
I imagine so.
Saying this movie ripped off Ezio.
So
Ezio's pissed.
it's funny.
Let's express our feelings on Chicken Park by throwing these pieces of paper. Now, my tummy, again, not as sore as the unbelievable Toxic Obsession. My tummy feels it a little bit from laughing. So, you know, Matthew's response to the chicken licking the titties was worth it alone. So I'm going to bump up to 4. 1, 2. I'm doing 4, not the lowest of 5, because I got to factor in how much I laughed, and then when the guys made fun of it, it was also funny. That's also the point. Not too much, but up to 4 rather than just a 5 because of the laughs, unintentional or not.
I go with 4.5 because I save a merengue.
Yeah.
That's
good. Good guy.
I'm gonna say 4.5 also, because it was awful, and it wasn't that fun to watch it. But making fun of it after the fact was more fun.
Fair
so
assessment.
there was some salvation.
MaJaMa.
Well, beloved audience, like I said, if you guys are American, you probably didn't know about this, so worth a watch with friends.
Lucky.
Worth a watch with friends? No.
No, just go about your day.
I guess just watch this episode. But it is a genuine unearthed Italian thing. And if you guys are laughing at these episodes, you can thank Matthew by forcing us into the terrible movie ones. But I have to say, this and Toxic Obsession left me chuckling pretty well. Hopefully it was for you guys as well at home. If you've made it this far, drop a like, comment, share, do something that does the interaction. We don't even care if you insult us. Just, my God, let's get those comments going from someone other than our beloved Conrad and Paulo.
Does the interaction.
Even though we love you guys for always being with us. So this has been a jam, and come on back next week when we're going to have Chicken Park 2, the chickening. Just kidding. Adios, muchachos.
You gotta say your tagline.
And from our couch to yours, this was a chicken twinged jam.
MaJaMa.
Hey kids, they're finally here. The Checkerball Soccer Balls. They bounce, hit, smash, crush, trick you, and cause permanent damage. The Checkerball Soccer Balls. Yours to make damage to yourself or others. But mostly yourself. Buy one now. It's only 5 easy payments of $29.95. But wait, call in the next 10 minutes, and we will add another payment. The Checkerball Soccer Balls, from the makers of Macabauer Flamethrower, for kids of all ages who probably will never become adults.